Very truly I tell you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread of heaven, but it is my Father who gives you the good, holy, true bread from heaven. Amen. Not long ago, I was asked to be concise, and as many of you know, that's very difficult for me. And they said, tell us, if you will, what is the ministry of St. John's in the Mountains? What is it that defines who we are? And when I heard that question, I thought, I think I can be concise. The ministry of St. John's in the Mountains is to feed. Is to feed. We are an amazing group of people that feed one another. We give to one another food. Think of the simple soup suppers in Lent. Yes, they're difficult. Yes, they take an amazing amount of time. And they started, what, in 2000, I think, Nancy? Something like that. Almost 20 years ago. And we have sat down to soup and bread and coffee and tea and a little dessert, even though it's Lent. And we feed one another. But it goes beyond that, doesn't it? We invite the community, we invite friends and family, and they too are fed. And the money that is raised, the money that we receive from those who give it for our simple soup suppers, goes to the food share, goes to feed. Even today, from the middle of that cold and warm, and then cold again, winter that we had. We feed one another. Even this food today will go and feed. And it is not just food, is it? It is not just that which we can tangibly see and touch and offer. We feed one another with heart, with mind, body, and soul. We are a people that feed. Jesus knew something about feeding, for in fact, yesterday he started to feed people. Now you might be saying, what do you mean? Last Sunday we heard the gospel of the breaking of bread, 5 simple barley loaves and a couple fish. But it is actually yesterday that Jesus took bread and fed. But today, Jesus had actually pretty much forgotten. He said, you think that's why you're here. But today is a new day. Today is something different. Today you need to be fed. I need to be fed. The world needs to be fed in a new, different, challenging way. Yesterday, no one in that gospel lesson from the feeding of the people taught. None of the crowd said a word. They were silent. They just received bread. And a little boy, yes, he brought it. We never hear his voice. Today, the crowd is raucous. They just keep talking to Jesus. They are people that we might see with us. Old folks, with men with long beards and wisdom. Young men wanting to see and hear and know what could possibly be. Women, yes, in those days, they cared solely for the children. Their arms were out, their skirts were pulled. They too were there. That crowd that surrounded Jesus were the people of God, and they were his people. They were the people of Israel. They knew the stories together. They shared a language. They shared images. They knew who Moses was. They heard the stories of Moses Saturday after Saturday, Sabbath after Sabbath. They knew who Moses was. They knew this story. They knew what it meant to be fed. And they continued to come to Jesus, crowd him in even more. Can you not see it out there? Come on, tell us, what's this about? What do you mean? What do you mean that this food is that amazing? Jesus, however, answers them, no, you're wrong. That was yesterday. That broken bread that fed 5,000 people, that was yesterday. Today, there's more, but it's different. There's more bread, but it does a little bit more than you expect, than you think, than you can even imagine. And those people around him, they were confused. It was as though their teacher, the one the old men came to, the one that the women with children on her shoulder, they all leaned in. What does this mean? That Moses was wrong? That there's something new? That there is a different way in faith? Jesus said, Moses gave you yesterday. Moses, yes, he was there, but he gave it to you. It's over. It's finished. That's done. Something new has arrived. Jesus fed the people of God with something different. Now, right behind me is also food. And in that food, we are fed. That food feeds us. In just a few days down the line, after Jesus speaks in this 6th chapter of John, we hear him say, "Do this in remembrance of me," right? He's at the last day, the Last Supper. He is with those who are closest to him. The crowd shrinks. But the whole of Israel, the whole of his people are still right there. You and I are right there. The disciples gathered round. And once again, food was shared. Once again, bread was broken. Wine went around the table in abundance. And they were made whole. Do this in remembrance of me. Do this action. Go out there. Come in here. For this table we hear. Do this in remembrance of me. But we also will say, just after we hear those words, go. Send us forth into the world. Send us to go and do. Do as Jesus did. Love the people of God. Hold them. Be one with them. Jesus is no longer with us in long robes, right? We like to think of, if Jesus came today, he'd be wearing a white long robe, right, Sandy? And maybe some long hair and sandals on his feet. I'm sorry, that is not the Jesus of today. We are the hands. Why else does he say, my Father gives you today and every day the bread from heaven, the life of the world, the love of God. For I, he says, am the bread of life.